Game on, ladies! The teams with the weird names are here. Default name against team name. So it's a little bit of a weird setup, but we are actually in game number 1 of a best of 3 series, the round of 8 at the Khaldor ARAM tournament. And boy, do we have some interesting combos. On the left side, Martin on Mephisto, Quizful on Zarya, Pac-Man, the cousin of Pac-Man on Ragnaros, C3 on Asmodan, and Voltage on Arthas. That's a pretty solid setup, but also both teams don't have a support. That happens in Brawl. That happens in ARAMs. You have 3 choices to pick a hero from, and sometimes there's just no support to take. Killer Jilla for team name on Hanzo, Ginge on Cassia, CPA on Tracer, Fat Ugly Monk on Muradin, and Desert on Reyna. I gotta say that the no support games are oftentimes the best because it's just people dying all over the place. The problem is that looking at the setup here, first of all, the blue team has Zarya, which is at least a little bit of a good setup here. And we have insane poke with Asmodan plus also Mephisto. First one to die is Zarya though. I kind of am a little bit curious to see what Arthas is going to do in terms of his build. Personally for ARAMs, and I have to stress again that in ARAMs, a single lane map where you have only 3 heroes to choose from, where it's just brawly from start to finish. But in ARAMs, where there's a very different meta from normal games, I really like a full-on death coil focus for Arthas, especially in games where you don't have a support, because you have a lot more survivability, you have self-heal that you otherwise wouldn't have, and that's going to be really impactful here. So we'll see how that goes. Also, it explains a little bit why we see the veteran marksman. Generally speaking, talents that have endless stacking are really good in brawls. And on Muradin, it is a great talent. If you take that talent in a normal game, I would tell you immediately that you're a Plastic or a Wood League player. In no normal game will you get enough stacks to really justify the choice over Ace in the Hole. But when you're playing ARAMs, hell yeah, you're going for the dings. First of all, it's just like ding, 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 ding the entire time, so that's already awesome. Second of all, in ARAMs, where you do nothing else but fight 5 versus 5s the entire time, you have a really good chance of getting a very good stack number up, which in late game will give you a lot of value. So definitely true here. I mean, for now, though, we have also, with level 4 talents, well, let's see what Arthas takes. Is he going into the Death Coil build, or is he actually trying to play a bit of a different style here? I'm going to find out in a moment. Cassia has started to also go into a poke battle with Lightning Fury as a level 1 choice. We're talking about poke. C3 sitting at 53 stacks, and Arthas is not going into Death Coil. Bit of a mistake in my opinion, but again, this is obviously a fun tournament too. Granted, it's still a tournament, but it is an ARAM tournament, so there's a bit of a haha me memeing aspect to it as well. But the setup of the blue team, no matter what Arthas picks as his level 4, is a bit superior than what we're seeing here for a team name. Mephisto is fantastic in ARAMs. Asmodan is obviously really good as well for the long-range poke. Zarya is a fantastic choice. Those extra shields and also the power to push are pretty awesome. And on the other side, I personally got to admit that Tracer in particular in ARAMs not really the best choice most of the time. Can obviously have a good impact if you're a fantastic Tracer player, but generally speaking, well. But this is the beauty of ARAMs. You get 3 choices, and, well, if you can't play any of those 3, then you're just screwed, and sometimes you're just left with a couple of bad options. If you get the choice between, well, playing, let's say, Murky, the Vikings, and Tracer, then yeah, you go for Tracer. And it might be a little bit counterintuitive, but Murky is actually hot garbage in ARAMs. Honestly, the first time I saw Murky as a choice in ARAMs, I was just like, yeah, the hero might not really be the best in a normal game. But then again, in ARAMs, probably amazing. Yeah, very quickly I learned otherwise. Murky is in most cases pretty much an auto-loss in ARAMs. Unless you have like a very specific setups where you can get max value out of a good March of the Murlocs. So that is the only really good thing about him. Pufferfish gets like no value because it gets taken down the entire time. March of the Murlocs can be pretty fantastic though, I gotta admit that. So that's a pretty strong one. But either way. With this said, let's see a little bit what's going on here. We have more stacks for Jimmy as he goes into his armor on level 4. 6 kills against 2 give the advantage to the blue team already. So they're checking that out. And the question still remains, what can we do with that? Well, here comes our little attack. Boom. And another big hit. CPA already about to go down here if he's getting hit one more time. A little more Action Jackson over here too, as we're having more poke coming from both sides. And another big hit, and this time Tracer is nearly dead. Yeah, needs a little bit bigger reaction here. Alright, there we go. Another globe connected, and here comes the attack. Yeah, he's getting stacks. He's at 136. By the way, another quick thing. I talked about this already a couple of videos ago if you're watching this on YouTube, but keep in mind there's still a giveaway throughout the entire time of January that you can participate in, where you can win a pretty badass PC worth 3,000 euros. So if you want to check that giveaway out, look at the YouTube description right now and have a look there. There should be a link where you can participate. So if you guys want to start the new year with a PC, there's a pretty solid chance that you have there. So again, big shout out here to Hightech as well. But if you want to give it a go, then check out the link in the description. Of course, if you actually watch this on YouTube, give the video a thumbs up. 3 points for Asmodan. Yeah, this is always a bit weird when you're on a highly mobile hero and then you get taken down by one of Asmodan's globes. It's a little bit weird. But there it is. There's the hit and there's the kill. There's another one. Yep. Mephisto says hello. And talking damage, Mephisto is currently leading the charts. Zarya has died twice. That's the only 2 kills against the blue team. And with level 10 abilities, they're already pushing in heavily. And this is a best of 3. In some of the previous games, by the way, the question has popped up. Why is it always the same map? Can't you just change maps? Unfortunately, we can't. Blizzard has this weird thing where they oftentimes do things that make no sense. And one of those things is that they only activate, for custom games, 1 brawl time every week. That map rotates every single week, but that means that if you play a tournament with best of 3s, you are just bound to play on the same map over and over again. Unfortunately, also Blizzard has this weird thing where you can't even set up a custom game where, for example, you let one team pick multiple heroes of the same kind. And we would have already a long time ago set up games with 5 Murkies against 5 Abathas or something like that. But yeah, Blizzard doesn't like fun. That's just what it is. That's why we can't have nice things. So, 2 kills against the blue team. It's all of a sudden initiating a little bit of a phase for the red team to maybe push here. I like the Hyperion choice too. In ARAMs, that's actually a pretty sweet setup. You can get a lot of damage out of that. Same time now, the ball of the... Oh! Get wrecked! Nice setup from Zarya. And that follow-up with the Sulfura Smash on Ragnaros was great. If someone, by the way, is asking why the hell does Ragnaros not pick Lava Wave, the answer is quite simple. Ragnaros cannot pick Lava Wave in ARAMs. It is literally disabled. So, yeah, unfortunately for them, you can't pull that through. But the trade alone is actually fantastic in ARAMs when you get a little bit of pressure. Tracer is getting wrecked again, and here comes another ult from Mephisto. That one was obviously thought to take Tracer down, but she was already dead, so that didn't quite come through. 240 stacks at this point. We currently have Annihilation on 240 stacks. Wants to get to 400 for the late game. Murdered the dwarf, and he gets... No, he does not get out. And Syndragosa, it's dragon time, baby. And Killer Jilla has realized that he's in a bad spot. 4 down, Suljin down, everybody down. 16 kills against 4. It's a little bit of a ruffle stomp that we're currently seeing here. Default name, turns out default name is better than team name. This is literally like both of the teams looking at like, I don't know how to form a team. Couldn't come up with the team name and then went for very, very boring things. I think if a team actually forms and doesn't know what to call themselves, there's so many funny things that they could call themselves. Banana Muffin. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic name for a team. There's so many more. Like, you just go for the funny ones. But in this case, we get default name and team name. Lost opportunities, if you ask me. A lot of the other teams, they embrace the meme, but not so much in this one. Okay, so Zarya nearly completing her level 1. And my good old buddy Tigers would say, hell, it's about time. Because, let's face it, we're already 8.5 minutes in a 5 versus 5, so you kind of want to make that happen a little bit quicker. But let's go. Yeah, Meridian. Healing static after reverberation. Not so sure about that. Seems like a little bit of a weird hybrid. You kind of took the wrong level 4 talent here. I think he wanted to go for a sustainable build, but that is not quite where he wants to go at. Alrighty. Another quick hit, and it's party time! Hanzo, yep. Our little wannabe hipster is down. I mean, how can you not hate Hanzo? Did you look at his shitty hipster beard? I despise that setup. I just want to put that thing on fire, to be honest with you. But either way, that said, like, let's focus. Oh, by the way, talking about focusing on the real things here, focusing a little bit on the stack numbers on level 1 for Reyna quickly reveals that he didn't get a lot done with this. 27 only, not really all that much. So now we have already our setup here against the core, and with a little bit of focus, they might be able to pull this off. But there comes the Hyperion. Oh, the arrow straight to North America. I didn't know that they participated in the tournament. Yeah, that lag playing for Mania. That's a nice kill though. Tracer is dead again. And looking at it, oh, Ragnaros. Ragnaros! Die, insect. Well, the only insect that died is he himself. Asmodan hasn't died yet. Voltage! Muradin, you have to be a little bit careful, my friend, because there's a lot of people that really would like you to overstep a bit so that they can take you down again. 30,000 top damage on the red team side, 58,000 for the blue team though. Okay. Let's see what's happening with this. Over there towards the right side. The red team is building up another defense. They know that they're starting to lose ground here. So let's go. We need the 20 here for the blue team, and it's gonna hit soon. Actually, if they get another couple of kills in, oh, triple! Oh no! Oh. Oh, Hiromaru is taking them down. Captain Hitsugaya would be proud right now. Nice dragon kill in the back line. Arthur's with a double against Hans on Muradin, and then Reyna also bites the dust. We get level 20s just on the back end of the game, but obviously this is over. That was the conclusion right there. The GG already called, as default name is taking the lead in the best of 3 series here in the quarterfinal of the Khaldor ARAM tournament. And that is it. GG and well played. The 1-0 lead goes to the blue team. Game number 2. Default name in the lead against team name. And, well, on the left side, Martin, Mephisto again for them. They're cheating somehow. Quizful on the Haka. C3 is going full NA and plays Uther here as the main tank. And we have Voltage on Ana and Batman on Medivh. It's a pretty sick support setup for Mephisto, who's also going to get a nano boost from Ana, so that's a little bit sick. On the other side, though, Desert on Rexa, Ginge on Suljin. We have the Ugly Monk on Deckard, CPA on Ragnaros, and Killer Jilla is playing Maiev in this game. So they got a couple of really good heroes here, red team that is. But it's an interesting full support setup, more or less, for the Mephisto support. Which in and of itself, honestly, isn't really that bad, because Mephisto is kind of insane. If you have a good Mephisto player on your team, there's nothing wrong with trying to just show the boy a little bit of love and let him take down. But there's also Suljin, of course, to consider on the other side. So I guess it's going to be a little bit of a damage battle between Suljin and Mephisto. Maiev, I gotta say, is a bit of a mixed bag when we're talking about this, so that's always a little bit weird. With Maiev, she's a little bit hit or miss, I feel, in ARAMs. Good Maiev player can do a lot here, but at the same time, she's also not the best hero necessarily in those 5 versus 5 brawls, especially since they keep going on for quite some time, so that's a big aspect of that. But, well, at this point, 18 stacks already for Medivh. He's obviously quite happy that there's also Misha included in that mix, because that means that he has more heroes to stack against. So it should be a pretty easy quest for him. Even more damage coming out from Mephisto, who's already sitting at 18 skull missiles, so he's stacking his level 1 pretty quickly. But there we go. There's the lag, or the drag with the tongue as a connect player. Deckard Kane has 4% mana. Thanks for letting us know. I absolutely appreciate that. It's good to know. The old man. Ah, stay a while and give me mana. Well, nobody there to help him out with that. That's actually one of the things in ARAMs that you can sometimes do if you're really running out of mana and you're one of the heroes that highly depends on it. Just kill yourself in the early game. just jump in and run into the 5-man, full-on YOLO, try to take someone with you if you can. But the death timers are so low in ARAMs that you can actually in the early game get away with that. So that's definitely true. Misha goes down, and I gotta say I'm a little bit terrified for the red team, because despite the fact that they are running Suljin here, especially with Misha in the mix and them, nice kill against Uta, am I dead? And with them funneling over here, look at the stack talents that we have for the blue team. They are stacking quickly. You have a 5 versus 6 more or less, so you have actually a lot of stack targets, and they tend to clump up a little bit, the red team heroes. So that's not really boding well for the future here. I mean, just look at Mephisto. He's already about to be done with this quest, and since we're talking about Medivh, he's also nearly done. So both of them are about to complete it. Actually, both of them nearly completed at the same time. This is not really good. Ooh, that's Ragnaros's down. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit wild. Okay. Lurker Strain has been taken. Actually, a little bit of an interesting one here. I'm a little bit terrified of the nano boost in the late game. I mean, just look at the damage output we received from Mephisto. Mephisto is already doubling the damage output of Suljin. He's doubling it already. Okay. Probably bad choice of words, since Suljin scales heavier in the late game, so is a little bit misleading. But he's doubling pretty much damage output of any other hero in this game right now. That's kind of what I want to say. Suljin, of course, if he can stack, is going to have a much stronger late game than any other hero, but in order to get to that point, you need to stack. And so far, he's trying, but also struggling there a little bit. Ginge is doing what he can, but he needs to be careful. He has only 2 targets at the front line, realistically. But he's still at 11 stacks, so that's not bad, especially since they are still not on level 7. He needs to get the Arcanite X stacks too. That's possibly a kill against AF. Yeah, nearly. Jumped away with the Vault of the Wardens, and that helped her. Level 7 now with a Frost Storm. It's actually a little bit of a wild build that we have sometimes in Mephisto. Martin is a bit all over the place, but again, the damage output proves him right here. And another kill against Ragnaros. And the rest of them is just on the run too. Ginge goes down. Yeah, he's been trolling. So that's a kill against him, and all of a sudden we're looking at 6 kills against 1. 4 minutes into the game, the wall opened up, and them taking aim at the fort. That's another kill. Maiev goes down, and they are heavily on the run here. And Mephisto, all the hopes of the red team, they hinge on him. We've seen a few teams now with Suljins that got murdered in the early game, but then once that Suljin really just unfolds his full power, were able to make a much better stand in the later stages of the match, so that might be something that we're going to see here too. As it happens, Ragnaros maybe a little bit too far to the front again. If there's a drag, then he's dead, but not even that's the case. Nope. Dodging out on the lockdown from Deckard Kane again. From the Haka as he goes for another burrow here. They have level 10 abilities now too. Full on Storm setup for Uther. Wants the extra stun. Ana not picking a talent yet. Come on, if you don't pick Nano Boost, then you're doing it wrong. You're literally trying to let Mephisto hyper carry. I don't know why she didn't Nano Boost him. She should have Nano Boosted him before he hit his ult. That would have been way better. Well, at least the range increase for Ginge is going to make it a bit easier for Suljin now to make some plays here. They have 1 kill. 1 kill against 7. They need to have a bit more than that if they really want to be successful with this. So now a few more stacks are coming in. Suljin on 19 stacks right now. What else are we seeing? I mean, what's the damage output? Is Mephisto still reigning supreme here? Yeah, nearly double the damage from Suljin. Mephisto is currently rocking this. Now, we gotta also, of course, say there is the extra target that you have. And especially if you're going for a lot of AoE, hitting Misha definitely does a lot. So, line him up! Can you imagine a false dead Hinterland Blast or Planet Cracker just ravaging through this? That would have been insane. What a setup. Yeah, that was a great ley line. They only get the kill against Rexa. They don't get much more after that, but they are also able... Well, they actually lose Medivh here, but they're able to take down the fort, and that's pretty cool. Well, hello? Hello? Are you serious? Like, they walked to that wall, and instead of just taking the fort on at some point, they were like, we'll do it another time. Seriously? It's so important to focus on structures in ARAMs, it's not even funny anymore, because it takes down these fountains. You can't attack those. you have to take the fort itself down. So it's a little bit mind-blowing that they didn't do that. It's a huge difference if your opponent has a fort still there with a fountain or not. From a healing perspective, it's actually incredible. So the fact that they just let that stand is a bit insane to me. They're still crushing though. They are now 1.5 levels ahead with an extra talent in their hands, and they have an 8-kill lead over their opponent. So default name is the superior name apparently. And there's the combo. Nano boost into Mephisto ult. Set that up properly and you're gonna have a fun time here. I mean, ideally, of course, you are also making sure that you will get a couple of kills with that. 25 stacks on Suljin. Jinj is doing what he can. Needs another 4, and then he's going to sit at 30 and get the double cleave. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, that's some solid damage and a kill. Raxa down. Ragnaros already says goodbye. Was trying to drop the trade here, but not successful at that. Leyline against Suljin, and that's another kill. Yep, unfortunate for him. I love how my F is actually trying to run away here. The problem is you can't Hearthstone in ARAMs. She's literally trapped on the left side. She can't do anything there. You're wasting more time than anything else. You should just sacrifice yourself here. You are dead. You already know it. Even if you make it over the wall, where are you gonna go? The only thing that you just did now is delay your own death and now force your opponent, force the team into a 4 versus 5. It's one of those weird situations. If this was a normal game, you could always just Hearthstone back, but that is deactivated for ARAM, so pretty big problem for her here. A trade on Ragnaros is giving them at least some control, but Suljin dies again, just short before finishing his own quest on the baseline. He has 3 stacks by now on his level 1-2. Here we go, they break through the wall, they open the gate, can they get the kill? Ah, Mephisto is just still murdering, but Uther goes down. Uther dead. Sulfuras a little bit ambitiously put onto the portal. I mean, I've seen a lot of zone control with Malfurion, Roots, or Deckard Cain, but I've never seen zone control on the portal with Sulfuras Smash. That's quite a lot of optimism that you have there, that you will connect that properly. Still double the damage here for Mephisto. He is just murdering people. Absolutely murdering. And Suljin is just saying, boys, buy me more time. I'm at it, I'm trying, I'm going as fast as I can here with the stacks. Buy me a little bit more time, and in the late game we can kill them. Buy me another 30-40 minutes and we might actually win this. Nah, come on. He's sitting at 31. 3 stacks on the level 1 is probably the most important number for him right now, because if he gets the 5, then they will be able to give him a little bit more of a range increase, which makes him, of course, much safer, sitting a little bit farther back and also making stacking easier, which is great for him too. Yeah, but there they get the kill against Raxa again. Suljin is trying to do what he can. Good setup once more with a sleep at least. But the fat and ugly monk goes down, and I guess that's also the end for the rest of the team. My F is already dropped, and Jinj is gonna die too. That's a full-on 5-man team wipe. And with that, they can go and take aim at the keep itself, which I guess is exactly what we're gonna see now. So the keep should fall. I don't think they can go for the core just yet. But yeah, this round of 8 game is definitely starting to get pretty quickly out of hand here. I mean, already the core, or the keep is down to 50% HP, and keep is gone. Guys, if you can get the additional kills right now, that's all that they need to finish the game. I mean, the core itself is already taking some damage. Here comes the ley line, they're dodging out on that, with the exception of Ragnaros. C3 comes in, and there's the stuns. Ragnaros is getting wrecked, and that is that. Okay. 7 deaths on Rexaf, 6 on Suljin, 8 on Ragnaros. Ooh, it is lights out over here. Half level away from level 20. They are 3 levels ahead right now. This is getting absolutely disastrous for the red team. And the next target is the core. Catapults are already starting to home in on that, and they are not the only thing. Mephisto has started to take also the chance. I don't know what these Sulfuras are. You literally have a setup with Misha where you can get the initial stun, but they are. This seems like a little bit of a desperate move here. So that Sulfuras doesn't hit anything. Catapults are still hitting in the back and starting to go for the core. With Rexa now dying again, there's a really good chance that they can actually finish it here. But Mephisto falls. And that might just be enough to give them a bit more of a chance here. Is this... Why? That, on the other hand, could be a kill. Yeah, look at that. He gets the quest completed. All of a sudden, we're looking at a completed quest for Suljin. This reminds me of something. This reminds me of one of the round of 16 matches. Could they possibly turn this around now? And 63 stacks on level 7. It's not really a lot. It's not really a lot for Soljin. He needs a bit more to really be impactful with this. 41 stacks on the baseline isn't crazy either. I mean, it's a start, and he has the quest completed, so he has the range at least, but it's going to be difficult. So, yeah, 29 against 8 kills. Paint a pretty bleak picture. And the blue team is holding on to their fort still. I mean, they literally have all the structures still on the map. What a drag! No fucking way. What a stun setup. And there comes the ley line. And guys, what a disaster. Bam! Deckard Cain is dead. The old man taken down. Ragnaros also eliminated. Maiev is again trying to hide. You can run, but, well, at this point, I guess you can hide, but it doesn't really matter anymore because 4 heroes are down and they don't give a shit about you. They just go for the core, and so they should. Maiev is trying to run to the next, I don't even know why. Yeah. That dream was popped pretty quickly, and that's game. 2-0 victory for Default Name against Team Name. Very creative team names here from the two. But yeah, we have the blue team moving on to the semi-final. GG and well done.